Evening, everybody, and welcome to episode 17 of This Song Fucking Sucks. A little business before we get started. My man JP Von Hitchburg will be playing at the Viper Room in Hollywood on August 26th with the band Schwarzenator, who you can find at schwarzenator.com, schwarzenator.com. You can find me at jeffkalmbach.com, jeffkalmbach.com. On Facebook, facebook.com/Jeff Kalmbach's Music, at Jeff Kalmbach on Twitter, at Jambac, Jambac on Instagram. And you can get my record, This Is Not Here, on iTunes and Spotify and Google Play and whatever. I don't know. You can come by my house and just steal one. I don't give a shit. You can check out the Northern California Spasmatics on Friday, August 19th at Dan's in Walnut Creek, and Saturday, August 27th at Britannia Arms, Almaden. Like the show? You goddamn better. You can find us on Facebook, facebook.com/TSFnS. You can find us on Twitter at TSFnSucks. Now on SoundCloud and Google Play. And don't forget to subscribe, rate, and review us on iTunes. And when you find us on iTunes, you may have to spell fucking F******ing. You know, because they're all uptight and shit. But find us on iTunes so you can like and rate and review so other people can find the show. And of course, you can find a playlist on both Spotify and on YouTube. One for This Song Fucking Sucks Official, where we'll have the songs that we're talking about, and one called This Song Fucking Jams, A Pleasant Alternative, so you can hear the songs that we're listening to and jamming to and actually enjoying. Don't forget to tell a friend. If you know somebody who might be into what we do, somebody else who's a hater, somebody else who just likes to get too deep into a song, let them know. Send them a link. I'm sure they would thank you for it. Feel free to hashtag anything. Hashtag TSFnS. We'll find it. We'll look at it. We'll shove it in our pants. I'm not a perfect person. There's many things I wish I didn't do. But I continue learning. I never meant to do those things to you. We listen to The Reason by Hoobastank. This song fucking sucks. Hi, JP. What's going on?
Hey, what's up? How are you doing, buddy?
I'm doing good. I'm doing pretty good. You know, I'm not a perfect person. So.
Oh, Jesus.
There's many things I wish I didn't do. So today's song.
Hoobastank.
Hoobaskank. Couple things about that.
So, admittedly, this is sort of an easy target. I guess we shouldn't apologize for how easy this is going to be to trash, but there's just so much.
It's not our fault.
There's so much in this one that is just it's one of those things where from the name of the band from the get-go, right, you just have so much seething hatred bubbling on the surface.
Do you have the any info on the name? Didn't they just make up shit? I'm leaving most of the research up to you. Okay. I'm lazy.
Let me look. I actually looked this up years ago because I just couldn't understand how this band was. Well, I'd never heard of them before until this song came out, and then right. When the song came out, I heard the song first, and then I said, "This is the fucking lamest song I've ever heard in my life." There couldn't be anything more tired sounding and boring and lame and cookie cutter. I mean, it is the worst fucking ballad ever written. And who is this band? And then when I found out the name of the band was Hoobastank, I was absolutely blown away because I can't believe that. Well, it made me realize that it doesn't matter what your band name is. You could have the worst band name in the world. As long as you write a commercially viable...
Which they do, I'm pretty sure.
But there's got to be a backstory here. And I looked it up years ago, and now I can't remember what it is.
Yeah, I think I remember, because that's one of those things that, like, they always talk about. They're like, I don't know, we just fucking made some shit up or whatever. I remember being in the basement of the hardware store in Brookline, Massachusetts, listening to WBCN when they played this shit. It was interesting because that was when they started getting kind of family values over there.
Yeah.
And it would be like, they would play some of the coolest shit I've ever heard, and then some of the biggest, just garbage shit. You know, I would hear this, I would hear, some of that Linkin Park garbage and whatever. Typical. Yeah, I know, the good stuff. There would be some of that, but then, like, I remember the day I heard Minerva by Deftones, and it was new, and I was just like, first time I heard it, like, my boss is, like, yelling at me, and I'm, like, zoning out. Like, this song's amazing.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, I'm just like, What did I just say? I don't know. The song rules. You suck.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay.
I got the info. Here we go.
Yes.
Oh, jeez. So, Hoobastank. And there is this street out by his house that is called Hooba Street, or something like that. And before Doug, the singer, could pronounce the name, he called it Hoobastank. And it was kind of cute thing, and his brother still teases him about it to this day.
Aw.
That's it.
That's kind of lame.
That is it. That's
You know what? It makes me... This is interesting, actually, because as I'm going through the lyrics of this, I think of Dr. Seuss, because they're a little Dr. Seussian.
Oh, yeah.
And Hoobastank sounds like something from a Dr. Seuss story. I think that's kind of their thing.
I will not take it in a tank. I will not take it Hoobastank.
That's good. They should have the Dr. Seuss art for their record covers. And then they're just a low budget Incubus, right?
Oh man, yeah, I have that. It's like everything that's cool about Incubus, you just took it out of there. This song is on the 8th note the whole fucking time. It never gets off the 8th note. The guy that's imitating Brandon Boyd, Doug Robb, he actually can mimic him pretty well.
Yeah, definitely.
The guy can sing fairly decently, except in the chorus when he holds those notes, you can hear the auto-tune clamp down, and reason is you. You can hear that clamp thing, you're like, ugh.
Quantize.
Exactly. The mannerisms, too, with his arms. He's all...
Oh, I missed that.
Did you watch the video?
No.
Yeah.
Dear God,
He's
no.
an Asian version of Brandon Boyd.
Right.
But the band, there's nothing cool about those chords. Those chords are in every goddamn song.
I remember seeing some concert of them, and guitar guy kind of looks like Bro. He's got like the camo PRS, and you know how I feel about PRS to begin with. But a camo one, that's like dual Bro.
Yeah.
It's like you've got your flat-brimmed hat, but it's also like an Affliction Ed Hardy hat.
Yeah.
It's like double Bro. More Bro than Bro.
And it's bedazzled.
Of course. I said Affliction Ed Hardy.
It's got the bedazzle.
You don't have to say that it's bedazzled.
Oh, God, I can't believe people actually wore that shit. That's the worst.
We could probably, like, clear up the excess population by just taking those people and electrocuting them.
Oh, yeah, man. Well, I can actually...
Anal electrocution.
Anal electrocution. Yes, please. Well, the crazy thing about this band is they're actually still functioning. Because, this is the only thing I really know about them.
This song?
Yeah. Do they have any other songs?
Yeah, they had a couple. Like, they had, Why Are You Running Away? Which is probably pretty pussy.
Yeah.
Like
that's why you started texting me that. Okay, now I get it. Yeah.
Yeah. That one, I think I like that one less. And then Crawling in the Dark. Yeah, they used to play a bunch of those tunes on BCN, and I probably heard a bunch too, because like I started working at the record store when they were still going, so we had to put some of that shit in the CD player there. So we heard some of that baloney there. They had a small handful of hits.
Okay, this band was one of those bands when I moved out to LA. I was looking to write commercially viable music. And so I was listening to bands that I thought were cool, like Weezer and Foo Fighters, and that was when Green Day came out with American Idiot, which was an awesome record. Right. But those were all sort of older bands too. Those guys had all been around.
Yeah, classic. But
these guys had saying that they've been a band since like 1994, so they've been around forever.
Yeah,
too.
Yeah, but that's like a garage band,
Right.
They
okay.
Start like. hitting until
2001.
Yeah, I didn't hear anything of theirs until 02. 03.
Yeah. Okay. So that makes more sense now. Okay. So
That's when they started bubbling to the surface.
And so I heard this song, and it was just because me and my bandmate at the time who were doing all the songwriting, we would, we're looking at like who's the competition, who's out there, what are we trying to do, what's happening in the scene right now, does this work, does that work? And then there was this whole movement of these bands like this, like Story of the Year, and some of these these bands that were just like total record label sort of put together. They looked just like a bunch of Yellow Card. These
Yellow Card.
And they were just like these bands that were just like if you saw them walking down the street, you wouldn't even know that they were you wouldn't know they were a musician. They just looked like people. It was this weird movement. And then
I fucking hate people, bro.
I fucking hate people. And so when you hear their music, the reason why there's the blandness of them as a person is reflected in the music that they play. So you're like, oh, of course it makes sense. So if this is what you look like and this is the music you play, of course, it's just bland. Everything about it is lame and boring and bland. So now it all makes perfect sense.
Hoobastank.
Hoobastank. Boom.
So anyway, you look at
So I heard this fucking song, and it was just that feeling of, why am I even trying to write music that's interesting and cool when this is on the radio? Because there's nothing interesting and cool about this song. It's just this boring, totally lifeless, stale. I mean, every word you can think of, it's just stale. Nothing in it has any.
It is really Dr. Seuss, but also just cliche from step one. I'm not a perfect person. Okay.
Okay.
There's many things I wish I didn't do. The thing with those lines, actually on their own, don't totally bother me.
Right.
But they make me ask the question, like what? You
right.
know? Did you torture cats?
Right. But then he just kind of goes away from that.
But I continue learning. I never meant to do those things to you. Again, what things?
What things?
I stabbed you with a fork.
Yes.
I lit your grandma on fire.
I came inside of you and made you take a Plan B the next day.
Well, you could do worse things, I guess.
I forced you into an abortion with a coat hanger.
Okay, that's worse.
Is that worse?
That's definitely worse.
In the back alley.
I forced you into human slavery.
Okay. We're getting there.
People use your butthole like people use an ATM. Just a line of dudes down the block stuffing things in there.
Actually, I think I like these lyrics now. We're just making up our own shit now, so okay.
You know what? If you leave things open-ended, it is up to the listener to decide.
Yeah.
And so far, I've decided on human trafficking.
All right, I'm gonna keep that in mind as we go through these lyrics right now.
and so I have to say before I go that I want you to know. So where's he going?
Hey, where is he going?
Has he been caught? Is he going to federal prison for human trafficking, or is he just skipping town because he's a fucking D-bag? I got in too deep. I'm out.
Wait, he's found a reason for me to change who he used to be.
I found a reason for me to change who I used to be.
Okay.
Is that grammatically correct? I don't think so.
For me to change.
For me to change who I used to be.
Yeah. It's just split into two lines. I think it makes it look weird.
Well, he refers to himself twice. I found a reason for me to change who I used to be. I guess as opposed to someone else changing who he used to be. I found a reason for you to change who I used to be. I found a reason for me. Yeah, that's just weird. There's something weird. Because if I said that, I would just say, I found a reason to change who I used to be. I wouldn't say for me.
Right. Yes. Well, he has to rhyme it, so he sticks that in there. No, yeah, you're right. Yeah, totally. It's stuck in there just to rhyme.
Part.
It's stuck in there just to rhyme.
But is there any other reason just from the fact that I got to Dr. Seuss this shit to the
Yes, exactly. But I guess it's kind of confusing because I found a reason for me to change who I used to be, a reason to start over new. That's weird too. And the reason is you.
Yeah.
Wait, but you're still going to go. You're going to go.
Yeah.
And I want you to know, I'm going to leave, but I want to tell you that I'm going to change who I am and start over because of you, but I'm going to leave. I think this is the if you love it, you have to let it go sort of thing.
Is that what it is?
I think so, and then you
Or it's I'm going to prison, wait for me.
Yeah, right. I'm sorry that I hurt you. It's something I must live with. Oh, then this thing is every day. So there's a little bit of
Every day I write the book.
There's the eighth note that gets. You leave the eighth notes there. It's something that I live with every day, and all the pain I put you through. I wish I could take it all away, and be the one who catches.
Wow. Hold on. At least the meaning's there, but it's still so
trite,
just cliche. Yes, live with every day. If I could take it all away, come on.
Everything in this is so lame. You know you're not going to find any gem in this thing at all. This is not going to happen.
So far, no good.
You're never going to go be like, oh shit, that's cool.
I like that he's going to prison for human trafficking. But other than that, I'm pretty bummed out by live with every day, take it all away, head out to the bay.
And please don't go astray. I would like to go and eat some hay.
There's nothing else that I can say.
Oh, there we go. Oh, that rhymes.
Yeah.
And anyway, Hook, so we can keep going then. And be the one who catches all your tears.
No tears. No fucking tears. Fuck your tears. I don't like tears. No fucking tears. Do not use tears. Do not talk about them falling. Do not talk about catching them.
Yes.
Unless you're going to rhyme it with beers. I don't want to fucking hear about goddamn tears. Moratorium on tears. No fucking tears.
Well, that's why he needs you to hear. So tear has to rhyme with here.
You could find a way more inventive thing than talking about catching tears. Fuck your tears, bro. Fuck your tears.
All those Korean girls that are in the cages. He's sorry that he hurt them. He wants to catch their tears, and he needs them to hears that he's found a reason for him.
You know, I think he wants to catch their tears so he can bottle it and sell it.
Sell it, like some kind of magic juice in Africa.
Yeah, like those guys who used to go from town to town back in the Old West selling tinctures and snake oil.
Yes.
Tears of a whore.
You might want to take this tear from a whore.
It cures cancer.
You can take it to Salem and give it to the witches, and they can use it in their cauldrons to concoct spells and magic potions.
Do that, and it helps with boners, too.
I do like boners. I mean, I like having them. I like having them. Not in me. Wait, hold on. Shit. On me. Oh, God. Ah!
Hey, man, a boner's a boner. It's always a good thing.
And as we continue, we have a repetition
I found a reason for me to change who I used to be, a reason to start over new, and the reason is you. You bastard.
And then we have the bridge, and then the bridge is like a cop-out bridge, because he just says, and the reason is you, and the reason is you, and the reason is you.
Right. It's
like, yeah, we know the reason is you, because you said it 2 times before, but hopefully you'll tell us 5 or 6 more times, before the end of the song, because I wasn't really sure what the reason was. But now I know what the reason, and the reason is you.
Sounds like Oprah.
Yeah.
You get a new car. You
and
get
the reason
a new
is
car.
you.
You're the reason. And your reason.
And the reason is you. And the reason is you. And the reason is you. But then there's this really awesome, like, epic strings patches that come in right here.
Yeah.
So all these sweeping epic strings come in for the bridge there.
It makes my heart a flutter.
Dude, fucking hardcore, dude. It's fucking wicked epic, kid.
Yeah, a little tear, just a single tear kind of started.
It reminded me of, what's that fucking Goo Goo Dolls song that had the string section coming in similarly?
Oh, Iris?
Yeah.
Iris.
Yeah. All those fucking strings in there, and you're like, oh, Yes, that's the one. But that actually has a rhythm to it, though.
Yeah, when I was like in high school, I was like, I know this song's really cheesy, but I fucking love it.
Yeah, that part was that.
I was like, I don't care.
But that's like because that was earlier. That's
crazy slide solo.
Yeah, no, that
sweet.
Song, strangely, I can say now, is so far superior to this song. Because there's so much actually going on with the string section. There's rhythms in there. There's actually, I was playing this song, do I know, what are the chords of the song as I'm learning it? Because you get that in the beginning of the song when you first hear that C sharp, and it's on that low B string of the bass, and it's just so low, and it was such a cliched thing to do back in 2003 with the 5-string basses. And then you get the low B that comes in the chorus eventually, and you're like, oh, chorus, they're going to play the low open B on the bottom. Oh, boy.
I know, that makes me want to punch them so badly. That makes me so mad.
I know.
Like, no.
Ugh.
I want to roll up a newspaper and hit them on the nose.
And then, but the thing about it is they're just going, doon, 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 the whole time. Like such a waste of everything is just so wasted in this. There's no rhythms. There's no rhythms in this whatsoever. It's just plunking along. And the drum beat.
There is one?
Oh, that drum beat when it comes in, it's like the first thing a child programs, It's just the most basic you could ever get.
When you first hear that piano note in the beginning, I swear to God, I expect it to be a Wu-Tang song or something.
Right, because it's so perfectly quantized and so exactly the same every time.
It's so like synthy. I thought it was going to be Shimmy Shimmy Ya or something cool like that, and it wasn't. Like, that's what this song needs is Old Dirty Bastard.
Oh, yeah.
That would make it like a bazillion times better.
Anything. A fart right in the middle of the song would make it better.
Oh, that would be great.
The reason
Remix.
is yeah. Just fucking ooh! I just fell in love with this song.
That's music right there. Right there. That's butt music.
Oh, yeah.
And see, it goes back to the first verse. I'm not a perfect person, never meant to do those things to you. Flog you with a cat of nine tails. I mean, every time we get to this part, I start thinking, what did he do to her?
Yeah, what did he do? He
humped her sister in front of her.
See, that's what I'm saying. Everything about there's nothing dangerous about this song. Like it's not like that whole rock vibe. You got Guns N' Roses like, get your bitch slapped wrapping in your cocaine, and you're like, yeah, fucking say it like, oh yeah, I'm fucking in. Oh, you're a badass.
That is dangerous.
He's like, oh, I hurt you. Like what? You just didn't call her back one day? I mean, shit. Oh well. Like, what does it mean?
This is straight up high school mall music.
Yes, totally.
Sorry, I didn't get you a Wetzel's pretzel.
I didn't mean to do those things to you. Like what? Like, didn't call her back. You didn't pick her up in time. You hung out with your friends too long. Smoking bowls in the kids' kiddie park down the street. Everything about this is like, oh, I'm just such a dummy. And
I finished all the Cocoa Puffs.
Yeah, I'm just such a dummy, and I know I hurt your feelings, and I just, I realize that I'm an idiot. I'm gonna be a better person. Oh, awesome.
All right, moving on.
Yeah, exactly. You're just like, okay, cool. Thanks for wasting 4 minutes of my life explaining that you're a douchebag and you're gonna be a better guy, and I'm gonna fuck somebody else, and it's not going to be you. So, later.
So come back to chorus, like, I found a reason for me to change who I used to be, a reason to start anew, and a reason to... And then they changed the chorus for double chorus. Thank God for that.
Yes.
I found a reason to show a side of me you didn't know. A reason for all that I do. Excuse me, I have to take a poo.
It just kind of hit me as you said that. Do you think this is like a fucking song to God?
Oh, please, no.
Doesn't it have like a, all of a sudden...
It does.
That last line definitely made me feel like I found a reason to show a side of me you didn't know, a reason for all that I do, and the reason is you. That really has a Christy thing about it to me.
It's a little frightening. I'm sure there's a lot of churches that play this song and try to go like, yeah, we're talking about God.
Yeah. Oh my God. This totally could be that.
I don't know, maybe. It could be God. I mean, it could be his mom.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, Mom. I didn't mean to punch you in the stomach.
I mean, that's the thing. He leaves it so open-ended. It could be anybody. It could be his best friend. It could be his teacher.
Right.
Fucking knows, like it could be anything. There's a point where you can leave something so open-ended where it means nothing. This song, everything about this, it just means nothing here means anything. It's like, all you're saying is, I fucked up somehow, I'm an idiot, and I could be better. You make me want to be better.
Empty sentiment.
Yeah. There's nothing real about this. There's nothing to latch onto. There's nothing that makes you go, oh, I can relate to that. Or, oh, I know, yeah, I didn't call someone back one time either. Or, I slapped a bitch in my cocaine tongue too. You know, like, I can relate to those things.
Yeah, it's cloying and sentimental. That's the thing with this type of emotional stuff.
Mm-hmm.
It's really easy to get too saccharine and heavy-handed. It's like honey. You just need a little bit too much and it tastes like a pile of nasty. It's really an art. It's hard to figure out where that line is. That's where the artistry comes in, is
Yes.
how can I write in this color and this emotion without just bombarding people with saccharine bullshit, you know?
Yes.
And it's so easy to do.
That generic quality of things is, for me, is so hard. I can't relate to things that are just generic. You know, when
Right.
something is just boring and generic, it's like, who gives a fuck? You know,
Right.
I don't, who cares? You know, there's nothing that's tickling my butthole. I want my butthole to be tickled. I want something to ignite, you know, like pull a hair out of my butthole. So I'm like, oh shit, yeah, I feel that. Oh, I'm into that. I'm down.
Yeah. Well, it makes it feel disingenuous. It's like it feels like it's just words and it's just notes, you know?
Yes.
And it's this preconceived notion of, oh, well, this combination of words and notes, they'll feel like this feeling, but it's just not pulled off in a way that seems true and seems genuine. And I mean, that's really the whole game.
But does that just mean you feeling it that way? I mean, why are we the only ones that actually relate, you know, have that relation to it, where we can see it as this is a total fucking bullshit?
I don't think we're the only ones. I think it's just, you know, I think there's a lot of people who you know, aren't really paying close enough attention and just kind of like, yeah, whatever, it's a song. It's notes, who gives a shit? You know?
Like, oh, this just makes me feel, I don't know, yeah. I don't know. I guess I'm always looking for, every time I'm on this podcast, I say, I'm always looking for something deeper. You know, I want that.
There's your problem. Look for something more shallow.
God
Look for
damn
less,
it.
and you'll find it.
Oh, God damn it. Ugh.
We're in the kiddie pool here. The kiddie pool of emotion.
I'm just a fucking jerk.
It's like 3 feet deep and mostly urine.
Yes. Ugh. It's warm. It's like, you know, it's in the 90s.
It's body temperature.
Yeah.
It's like not hot enough to be like a jacuzzi, but not cold enough to be like a normal pool. It's just, it's tepid.
Ugh.
Okay. This metaphor is going way too far.
We're getting down there.
But, you know, I think at the same time, it's also easy to sell this, you know, Hallmark card song.
Okay, so here's the thing that what I always think about. This is what I always think about.
All right,
I mean, I understand that it's easy to sell, especially when you have this song. Actually, the producer of this song is Howard Benson. Excuse me.
It's Doug Benson.
Sorry,
You got
Howard Benson.
Man.
So Howard Benson, like, you know, he's fucking huge producer. The only way this works, like, if you set out to write a song like this, there's nothing that's going to distinguish you from anybody else that's ever doing these kinds of songs. Like, nothing sets you apart, because when it's so generic, it's completely bland and everybody has no face. It's just like you're looking at a bunch of the same thing over and over again, like in Pink Floyd's The Wall. It's like, that's what it all looks like. So how do people go in? You know, I don't know. I guess for me, these guys had to have something else going on to release this song, and you already confirmed that for me. But I just don't understand how.
This wasn't their first tune. This is actually I think the record before this actually had some stuff on it. I don't know. You'd have to double check that, but I'm pretty sure this wasn't like their first single, not their first major album. But this was their biggest hit to date, I think. So it did float to the surface, like the turd that it is.
It just floated to the top.
Just a big old floater.
Fucking floater. You know, I think I went over all my notes on this already.
We got to the bottom of it.
How did I just like puked all that out that fast? Oh my God. Okay, well, there you go.
Well, the reason is you.
No. The reason is you.
Oh. Well, thank you. Makes me feel special.
I found a reason for me to change who I used to be.
What's that?
Well, it's a reason to start over new, and that reason is you.
Oh, it's me?
Oh, no, the reason is you, and the reason is you, and the reason is you.
Well, I felt special the first time, and now I realize it's just every other asshole who's in the room.
I don't think I have anything more to say about this fucking piece of garbage that I haven't already said, as I was saying. I don't know if you do or not, but...
It's too late now, but my other little notes are just like, okay, there's the piano note, and then when, like, the track comes in, it's kind of Happy Town. Do-do-do-do-do-do-do. That stuff comes in, it's like, Happy Town. Yay. And then there's, like, the two-note guitar thing going into the chorus that's all...
Yeah. That's so cheesy. It's so lame. It
like, sounds like a butterfly.
So lame. The only thing I actually liked about this song is that I can say that this guy can actually sing.
Yeah, that's true.
He's definitely a better singer than a lot of these other people that, Three Doors Down and these other things. Like, this guy actually knows how to sing.
I like the harmonies.
Harmonies are good. Okay, good. I'm with that. Harmonies were good.
Every time they come in on the chorus, I was singing those harmonies. They're fun. I mean, they're not groundbreaking, but hey,
they work.
Feel good.
I do like the production value when in the second verse, how the harmony comes in the second verse. That's the parallel harmony along with it that brings you into. That's nice too. That's sweet. That works. From a songwriting standpoint. I mean, obviously, when Howard Benson is your producer, and in a songwriting standpoint, sure. They're going to have that stuff because you'd say, obviously you'd go, we need to put strings in the bridge here. It's all lifeless still in the end.
Yeah. It's a dress on a pig.
Yes, exactly.
You can produce the fuck out of a meaningless song. It doesn't make it less meaningless.
Yeah.
Or more meaningful. It just, whatever. Fuck this song.
Fuck this song. Fuck this song. I hate it. It was the bane of my existence for like 2 or 3 years. When I would hear it on the radio, it would drive me fucking crazy, like Linkin Park.
Pretty sure I would change the station when this fucker came on. Like, nope. The reason is not me.
Yeah. Oh, the song. I hate it as much as I hate the whole thing of Linkin Park. I don't know anything else about this band except for this song, but I hate this song as much as I hate that band.
It's time for This Song Fucking Jams. A pleasant alternative. Way to be on your cue.
I was ready for it.
You go first.
Okay, I got a curveball for you on this one.
Yeah.
So since we've been doing it's kind of what are we jamming on lately?
Yeah.
So I went and as I was telling you, I went and jammed with my good friend Colin LaRock, who also does tattoos. He's a fucking amazing drummer. A little bit older than us, has such an awesome feel and sort of an old school style of drumming. He digs a lot of old records and a lot of old stuff. And every time we hang out, he'll kind of he always collects these speakers. And so he'll buy them at yard sales and stuff for like $20, fix them up, like fix the tweeters or whatever's busted in them. And then he has these really cool speakers. And he'll have like 4 or 5 different pairs set up. And he'll just go through records or whatever and listen and compare the speakers.
Cool.
So since he's a drummer and he likes old school sound, a lot of times we'll listen to older records that have really, really cool drum sounds. And so we were talking about some funk stuff, and so then he was saying how he noticed that when he was listening to some funk recently, that a lot of it is just like it's just easy 4/4 straight beats that are just laid down with a nice pocket without all the 16th note stuff that you'll hear in like Parliament and whatnot.
Right.
And so he puts on Hall & Oates.
Yes.
And so the first he puts on I Can't Go For That.
Yes.
And so, man, I was sitting there listening to it, and it's funky as fuck. Just the tones that are in there are just absolutely mind-blowing. Like the drum tones, the guitar tones, the voices, everything in there. You're like, the production value back then it's unfucking believable. And so I never really listened to it from that perspective of from the ground up. I just always heard that on the radio or whatever, and I was like, oh yeah, Hall & Oates, of course, Man-Eater, Private Eyes, I Can't Go For That. And you just kind of hear the songs, and they kind of go through, and it's when we're just kids back then, or whenever they were out. So they kind of like were we're familiar with them, but we never really listened to them. And well, maybe you did. I never really did. I didn't do it. So then I was actually been the last week now. I've been listening to Hall & Oates Essentials, the Essential Daryl Hall and John Oates record. Dude, I'm fucking blown away. But I can't go for that. It's just like, and all the no can't do.
Awesome.
You know, like the different rhythms of no can't do. Like they switch up the rhythms on there. Like I can't go for that. No can't do.
No.
Yeah.
Can't do.
Yeah.
No.
Yep. It's so funky and so I don't know how they managed to make it. See, I guess I'm kind of confused in myself. Like, is this cheesy or is this just like fucking super badass? Where I didn't understand it back then, and now I'm starting to get it now.
Can't be both.
I guess it could be both. Yeah, I guess it could be.
I mean, yeah, because
it really is it's super smart, super cool, and super cheesebally at the same time. And you're like, absolutely. I don't know, man. It's like kind of whacked me over the head this week, and I've been listening to it every day. It's like,
yeah, there was a moment. There's a possibility of a project going on where I might be doing some of that material, and so I did a rehearsal with it and learned the part. You know,
yeah.
And so you got to get really inside that shit, and it's like, fuck, this song is awesome. It's so cool. It's got some nice harmonies. You know, it's got some, you know, major seventh-y stuff and everything. Have you ever watched his show?
No.
Live at Daryl Hall's house?
No.
It's fucking awesome. It's all online and stuff. And he just has like, it's kind of like a fancy cabin off in the cuts. And he has his band come over, and then he'll have a guest who's a musician. And they'll play some of their songs. They'll play some of his songs. They just fucking jam. And it's amazing. And then like in the middle, they break. And he has like a chef over, and they make them lunch and stuff. And, you know, they get... Sometimes John's there.
It's awesome.
Sometimes you probably know G. Smith.
Oh yeah, of
course.
His
original gig was with Hall & Oates, so sometimes he'll be there. I've seen Joe Walsh has been on, and he had Chromeo on one time. That was really cool. Just all sorts of, you know, cool artists, new artists, old artists, stuff like that. And it's a great show, and, you know, he interviews them, they talk about their stuff, and, of course, every player in the room is just amazing, and it's just such a cool show.
I will have to check it out, because I have, you know, Eloy likes Hall & Oates. Like, he has it on his thing, and every once in a while, when we go into rehearsal, it'll kind of come on, he knows, like, you know, there's cool bass lines and shit like that, so he's into it.
Exactly.
And I never really even then listened to it, but then, like, having sat down and listened to it, so now, like, somehow, this is now, I'm analyzing, you know, I found something new that's old, and I'm pumped about it. Because
I love that feeling.
It happened with Huey Lewis with Colin, actually, too. It happened with him a couple of years ago, and like the Huey Lewis Greatest Hits record, like, goddamn, that record is unbelievable. So now I'm going through the same... Yep, that's right.
Yeah, you know...
I'm going through it now with these guys, so I'm going to be listening to this shit for fucking weeks now.
Awesome. Yeah, I'm going to see Hall & Oates in September. Concord Pavilion.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Is Concord Pavilion up there where you are?
Yep.
Maybe I'll figure out a way.
They'll probably be down there, too. I'm sure they'll come down there. They must be touring.
Yeah, I'm going to see it. I got to see this shit live.
Yeah, I bet it'll be really good. You know, those are just consummate professionals, you know?
Yeah, totally.
And Daryl sounds just as good as he ever did. You know, he just sounds great, you know? So and then I think it'll be...
He's a rich girl, don't have money.
Rich girl, yeah. What's the other one? You make my dreams come true. That's my favorite. I love that one.
I mean, that's what I'm saying. There's 18 songs on this record, and every single one of them is fucking amazing. You're like, what the fuck? How did I not realize? Or I don't think I knew that it was these guys up until last week. It's like, wait, I'm just learning about. I mean, everyone knows Maneater, right? But I never realized it was Hall & Oates. It's weird.
Yeah,
so
it's
I'm
one
excited.
Of those ones. It's cool when there's those bands where it's like you start listening to them and you're like, oh, I know every single one of these songs.
Yes.
You know? I remember when I was a little kid and I finally actually started listening to the Beatles going, oh, wait, I just know all these songs.
Yep.
And then realized they're all amazing.
Yep, and that was how the
That's
Police
an
was
easy
for me too.
Yeah, exactly.
was like,
They're
I know
just
that.
in the ether, you know? It's like, oh, I know So Lonely. I know all these
Yeah.
songs. Great. That is an awesome choice.
Thank you.
All's about that. This is like a little switch because like you're doing like the cool light rock crooner thing. I'm gonna roll with some. Tonight I'm going to see the Napalm Death Melt
that's
Banana
tonight!
Melvin show. That's tonight.
Oh,
Tonight and tomorrow.
that's
Slims.
awesome.
Yeah, I'm excited. So I've been making playlists and stuff of all those bands, checking out their what they've been playing on tour and stuff. So I'll pick a Melvin's tune. Now, there's so many Melvin tunes I love, and they're playing a lot of them on this tour, so that I'm excited. It's going to be a lot of cool songs. But the one that that I thought recently has been catching my ear is The Onions Make the Milk Taste Bad from, I think it's called Hold It In, which is like, I don't know that it's their newest one, but it's one of their newer ones. It was the one they did like maybe last year
Yeah.
with the guys from Butthole Surfers.
Yes. Ooh, I like
did
that
the
record.
quartet record.
That record's weird.
Of course it is. It's the fucking Melvins.
I like that record though. Yeah, that is the one.
Yeah, and it's just such a great riff. It's so it's very classic Melvins. It's kind of it's not one of their slow dirgy numbers. It's one of their more up-tempo numbers with the really long, complicated riff. I love how they do that. They'll do this amazing, cool, you know, kind of stonery riff, and it'll be kind of long and complicated and interesting, and it's totally one of those. I love that fucking song. It's so perfect. It's so just amazing, classic Melvins action.
Yep.
I'm so excited.
I love when they do those riffs and they kind of stretch over like 2.5 measures or something, and they like
Yes.
So like so that makes it even more complicated because it's not actually it's in 4/4, but they're actually doing it over 10 beats, and so it's just when they do that shit, you're like, oh fuck you, god damn it, Buzzo, Jesus Christ,
My brain.
I can't do this. Yes, I love
so
that
great.
shit.
It makes me so happy, and that's so much of what I love about that band is that style of writing, you know. And so that one I'm really excited to hear.
Now that's cool. I know it's with so many records from those guys, it's really hard to know what they never play the same fucking set ever. It's just like they're always throwing things in, taking things out. And never have any idea.
It's hard to keep up with their material, you know. It's like you try to get every record, and it's like there's a new record like twice a year.
Yep, exactly.
You know? I feel like that one. I think that one was last year, and they may have had at least one new one since then. I know they've got one. That coming out soon.
Hold It In came in 2014, and then
2 years.
So that's 2 years ago. But then they recently released the one with like Mike and the Melvins or whatever it is.
Right. There's that one, and they also have the one with all the bass players coming out soon too.
Oh yeah, I read about that one.
Yeah,
that one.
It's just like it's a all guest bass player album.
That's gonna be fun. I can't wait to hear that one. Oh, then they had that was 2 years ago. The Tres Cabrones one was in 2013. They had 2 records in 2013. Yeah, I mean you're right. It's really tough to know when.
I think the last one I owned, the last one I bought was Melvin's Light, and that was like 5 years ago almost. And then it's just like they just start coming at me, and I just couldn't keep up. But I love their whole approach to like every time they put out an album, they just have a different concept.
Yeah,
it's so brilliant. It's so creative. It's like, okay, why don't we're going to do this one with this guy, but then we're going to do this one with this guy. And it's just so brilliant. You know, it's so creative. It's so artistic. It's so fun. And then, they write songs that have reference to Napoleon Dynamite in the name. And, it's like they just speak to everything awesome. It's going to be a great show.
Man, I'm going on Monday. But Melt Banana's not going to be there. It's going to be with Dead Cross, which is Dave Lombardo and some of the guys from Retox and The Locust. So it's going to be a little bit different. I can't wait to hear. I'm sure you're going to go for the whole thing with all 3 bands that are totally badass. I love Napalm Death too. Napalm Death is so fun.
That's gonna be super fun. That's gonna be crazy.
It's fucking great. I'm jealous. I can't wait to hear about it from you tomorrow.
Oh yeah. I'll totally let you know. I'm excited. I'm very excited. Awesome. I think I saw them last year at Great American. So it's been a minute.
I think the last time I saw the Melvins was just when Buzz went around doing the acoustic thing. Yeah, that was the last time I saw. How was that? It was fucking awesome. I couldn't believe that it was so awesome. Because you know how he never talks ever.
Right. Yeah.
And he was talking and telling stories and stuff in between the songs. It was really totally a different thing than I've ever seen before. Because I've seen them play in the last 10 years. I've probably seen them play twice a year. Generally. Yeah. But then I haven't really seen them in the last couple. I haven't really been going to too many shows lately, so I've been trying to up my show game again.
Yeah, me too.
See some stuff.
Was that where he told the story about Dave Grohl?
No, he told a Patton story actually. I don't remember what the Patton story was now, but yeah, he told a Patton story. I have
to look that up and find that because that's interesting. I bet he has some interesting stories about Patton.
I'm sure he does too. And the one he told was actually really good, and I just don't remember what it was now. I'm on the spot. I can't remember what the fuck it was. Daddy, would you like some sausages?
Do you have anything else to say about the reason? Do you have any more reasons?
There's no fucking reason this song should even exist. That's how I feel about it.
No reason to breathe.
I'm glad we got to talk about it. I'm glad I got to vent and talk about my disdain for that song.
I'm here for you, brother.
Thanks,
Anytime
buddy.
You need.
I knew I could count on you.
That's right. I got you. So for JP Hoobastank, I'm Jeff Kalmbach. Don't let the man get you down.